Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Tuesday, April 6th at 7 p.m. and I am live and ready to go. Here we go again. Start talking, little cough. All right. Hello, Cindy Decker. You're the first in the room. Woohoo! Hello, Julie. You wouldn't miss this for the world, would you? All right. Somebody do me a favor and tell me that you can hear me clearly. Hello, 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 Holly Zesson. Hello, Holly. Welcome. Loud and clear. Okay, good. Is it too loud or is it at a good level? You're so addicted. It's Jeff Haynie Day. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, you can say that, Lila, when he drops in. Although he's probably watching this broadcast before he comes in. Hey, Wanda. Okay, so several announcements. First of all, obviously today Jeff Haynie will be here, and we're going to be working on our little Parisian putty cat. But I want to show you some Happy Mail. Happy Mail is always fun. Zoom out. Okay. First of all, let me tilt my camera up so we can get everything showing up here. Welcome to everybody who's in the balcony and just watching. You're always welcome to drop in and say hello. So this is Johanna Bosford's Worlds of Wonder. I'm not going to do a flip through because obviously Jeff's going to be here. But we now have this in our library, and it is also in the affiliate links. Hi, Mary. So if you're going to purchase, please do the group a favor and purchase it through our links. That gives us a few pennies, and it doesn't cost you guys anything at all. And if the item's not in the list, send me a quick text and I'll go ahead and get it in there for you. Okay, so just to let you know, we do have this book now. Hello, Melba. Okay, so we've got this book. Then I also got, so I bought this for the group. Then we also have, this is by Julia Sperry. This is called The Inspiration. Beautiful, beautiful book. Again, I'm not going to page through it. Look at that. Is that not too stinking cute? TSC. Too stinking cute. So we now have this in our library, and it is also in our affiliate list. So I will be doing a page through this as well. And the grayscale's nice and light. Yes, Miss Melba. Oh, you got Worlds of Wonder today. Good, Maddie's got it. I love the long legs on this one. So we've got this book. All right, and then I also got I want to show you this. Remember I showed you now? What's the name of what? It's called The Inspiration. It's kind of a weird name. It took me a minute to figure it out too. Okay, so let me set that aside. And then I picked up, hi Katie. Then I picked up these little tins because I have the gouache paint now. I showed that to you. That's going to be a different broadcast as well. And I got these two in. This is Starry Starry Night, by the way, if you don't recognize it, by Vincent van Gogh, or Van Gogh. And this is a really pretty little koi pond. Now, let me tell you what my thinking was when I got these tins. Aren't these beautiful? I love it, these drops on it. So my thinking is this. When I put my gouache colors in, there's like 40 little squares in each one. So I'm going to put my blues, greens, and purples in this one, and my oranges, yellows, reds, pinks in this one. And then if I need to reach for something real quick, all I have to do is get the corresponding tin. So I wanted to pass along that idea to you and tell you about it. If you ever get in the same situation about storing paints, there's an idea for you. Okay, I got them from Amazon. Uh-oh, somebody's knocking on our door. Who could that be? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Strangers. Do, 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 do. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. I'm trying to get my earphone to work.
Oh my gosh, you scared me there for a second. I saw you without your hat. What's the deal there?
Well, put it on with the thing. Hi, everybody.
I know, I'm just pulling your leg right now, so no worries.
How do you turn this thing on? I don't know how to turn it on.
Okay, that little button at the very end near your mouthpiece, you hold it down until you hear a beep. You feel that? And you just keep holding it down and you'll hear a little beep.
Perfect. Okay, good.
There you go. You just got louder.
There we go. Okay, good.
Okay.
Perfect. Hi, everybody.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to switch the camera around.
Okay.
Get my coloring set up.
Okay. Did you get your yeah, you got your stands and stuff to hold your cool.
Oh yeah, got it all fixed up.
Yay. Okay, now.
So now I'm just going to get situated.
Yeah. And if you've got your iPad or iPhone volume on, you may want to lower that since you can hear me through your headset. Oh, Lila said it's Jeff Haynie Day.
Thanks, Lila.
It is. It's Jeff Haynie Day.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, just turn down.
Are you getting an echo?
Yeah, but I'm not anymore. Did you get it turned down?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, we should be good. We should be good. So can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, I mean, I can. We'll have to let the room tell us how they can hear you. Okay, so, and
it's cat time, yes.
It is. It is. And what I need to know from you guys, just so that I center everything and make sure I'm okay, because that blew my little collective mind the up last time, is I tend to move my stuff over so I can see it in my screen, but then you tell me that that's way far left, so it messed me up. Yeah, take your time, Jeff. That's fine. We're just getting settled.
Yeah. Don't want to make anybody sick. Am I in focus okay?
Yes, the focus is beautiful, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, good. Good.
So right now, the way that I've got this is on my screen, it's side by side with Jeff. But you guys are telling me that this is to the left. Is that correct? And that
Correct.
really, okay, that and see, that confuses me, because how are you guys seeing Jeff if I don't move this way? That's what was throwing me. Anyway, let's not worry about it right now. And Jeff, did I show you this piece too?
This is the one you were working on? No.
It is.
Oh, that one. No.
Yeah, this is from the Mercurial Mandalas from Jillian Wilson. And
Oh, it's beautiful.
you were, while I was doing it in progress, and you seemed to like it, and I just wanted to show you a little bit more what I
had
beautiful.
With
it. So
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, good. Okay. Okay. So what I always recommend, Jeff, is to go ahead and put a piece of paper behind whatever you're working on.
Got it.
Okay. And what I normally do is just go ahead and put cardstock behind it. Now, I might be stating the obvious to you, but I don't ever want to assume, so that's why I'm mentioning this. But whenever you're doing a piece, everybody, you always want to spray your piece with your Krylon first. And you may say, well, I'm not going to use markers, but there's a good possibility that you'll end up using something that may come through. And also, you want your paper to be as smooth as possible. So that's why I always recommend Krylon, regardless of what you think you're going to do, because as we all know, that coloring is a journey, and it just changes all the time. So we never quite know where it's going to be. Okay, so we're both about at the same spot, Jeff, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move down to the table here. And then one of the things that I have in mind, which I'll show you the technique, is I'm going to make the background lighter, way lighter than the cat. So what's going to happen in this piece is the cat's going to be front and center. Now, I don't know if you guys caught the reference in the colors that I'm using, the red and the blue, and there will be some white in there. And that's, of course, the French flag. So I gave it...
Oh, good for you.
I gave it a little nod to that, and that's why I did the colors as bold as I did. Okay, everybody says they can hear okay. Stacy, if you lost sound, go out and come back in again. Although she won't hear me say that, duh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that you do, and then your mind catches up with your mouth.
No.
Okay. And then, Jeff, what I do is just out of habit is, I don't know if you do this with painting, but I always put my hand on a paper towel or a Kleenex or just something. And that way you're not smearing on.
I usually use a piece of paper like that.
Yeah.
I usually put a piece of paper down.
Okay.
So
well,
that's what I usually do. For
coloring, just as an FYI, if you ever want to try a paper towel, it works really well because your hand glides beautifully on it.
Okay, I'll try that since got a handy paper towel right here.
Yeah, I mean, totally up to you, of course. I just, wanted to slide
I just want to say hi to everybody. I want to say hi to everybody there. Yeah. Amy, Melba, Maddie, Stacy, Lila. I'm just looking at all. I can see the comments tonight, so I'm situated where I can see everybody's comments. So if anybody asks a question, I will respond tonight. But I just want to tell you it's a joy for me to be here and be with y'all tonight.
Woohoo!
This is art night. This is art night. We're doing art.
We are. That's right. Okay. So let me see where I am on this one. All right. Now, did you figure out, Jeff, can you can't come any closer by pinching and squeezing. Have you tried that also?
I don't know if I can.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. It's not going to let me do that. I have my camera just positioned in this one thing. I can pull it out more. I'm just afraid my focus will just go bad.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just wondering if you had just done anything with your pinch and zoom. That's all. You don't have to change anything.
No.
Okay.
Show me some new, like last time you showed me a really cool technique for the hat here.
Okay.
What other kind of techniques? What other kind of techniques do you have that you want to show me? Because I'd love to see some other things.
Okay. Well, boy, talk about putting me on the spot.
Oh no!
I'm joking.
No, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I'm joking.
No.
Okay.
Just want to see what kind of what are the kind of like what do they call it? Tricks you got in your bag.
Yeah. Well, that always comes with my teaching anyway, so that's good. Yeah. I'll be glad to, of course. Okay, so let me pull in just a little bit here. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, and Jeff,
Yes.
This is a collaboration between the two of us at this point. This is not me, teaching in the whole bit. So we can launch, off of each other like we did the other night when you were talking about the color wheel and stuff like that. So please, don't pull back at any time. And now that you can see everybody's comments, that's fantastic. That's really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, go ahead, what were you going to say?
Oh, nothing. Okay. No, I wouldn't say anything.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm putting my base color on my with my markers. And don't forget, when you go over an area more than once, that's where you're going to get your continued or your darker colors. And so not only can you use the one marker to give you the different shades, but you can go ahead then and add other marker colors on top of that, or pencil colors.
Yeah.
I'll get there. I am not speaking well tonight for some reason. So I put down a base color here of a yellowish color, and then I'm putting my brown on top of that, and that's my pencil. It's just a simple Brett Fooner.
Okay.
And new people always ask me, well, what pencils do you use? Because sometimes they're used to people using one particular brand. I've got like 12 brands. I sort them by color, and I just pull out the color that I want. Okay. So,
yes, I am a southpaw. Lila said you're a southpaw. Yep, I'm a left-hander.
I never noticed.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I know. It was wild when I was growing up and I was in elementary school, they forced you to use your right hand. It was that day and age where they forced you to use your right hand, which wouldn't fly today.
Yeah.
But I ended up breaking my right hand, so I ended up using my left hand.
Yeah.
So I always end up left-handed.
Yeah. Okay, now one thing I do want to show you guys, and I know that you probably haven't seen this, Jeff, is at the moment I have some marker that's pushed. Hi, Michelle. Oh, so glad to see ya. I got marker on my white area here, and this is where you need to decide how you want to fix it. And one of the things that you can do, although I'm going to wait on this technique, but since I started talking about it, Jeff, this is a Winsor & Newton ink light. And what it does is it allows you, when I did my broadcast last night, it allows you to eliminate and fix lines in a coloring book. And
oh, nice.
it's better than the Posca because it soaks into the paper.
Okay.
And then you can color over it.
So it's kind of a white, like a whiteout.
Okay, you can use that generic term. But I use it.
All right.
Yeah. It's really a way to correct issues in coloring books where if like people like you don't finish something and we need to, or something's wonky, we can fix it on our end.
Oh my goodness, those artists. Those artists.
Yeah. Okay, so I need to decide what I'm going to do with this tablecloth because I don't really want to go with a red.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm doing that, see, now here's where I was talking about kind of fading everything out to the background because I want this to be bold.
Okay.
Okay. So let's do that.
So what are you doing now?
Yeah, I think
what are you doing now?
I think what I'm going to do, yeah, I was just starting to mention that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with, this is a Schwartz black. It's a Faber-Castell.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to emphasize the tablecloth in more neutral colors. I want it to be vivid, if this is going to make sense, but I don't want it to override what I'm doing with the cat.
Got it.
So this is why I don't want to go with the red because, again, I don't want to conflict with my cat.
Okay.
Well, it's not conflict, really. It's I don't want it to merge in. I want it to be distinct and separate.
Yep. Yeah, you don't want it to compete.
To compete, that's the word I want. So this right now is just straight pencil. I'm not using marker. I want that ability that I can go ahead and lighten and darken the way that I want. I mean, we can do that with marker, but for the moment, I just decided that my pencil would be the best.
Yeah.
And again, Jeff, feel free to, pop in anytime.
I'm actually gonna do a marker on top of this. Actually, I'm gonna do on the side. You see that texture? I like that texture. Here, I'll show you. So if I turn the marker to the side like this, then here, I'll show you. I like this texture. So I'm just trying, I'm just playing. So I'm trying different things. Look at the texture.
I see it.
Right. I see. From putting the marker on the side and letting it not, be covered 100%. And almost looks like a watercolor type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm hearing a little bit of feedback on my voice. I don't know if it's because you've got your volume up on your equipment. You can turn your volume down if you like.
Let's see. Let me try. When you say equipment, are you talking about my headset?
I'm sorry. No, your iPad or your iPhone, whatever you're using.
Let me see. Okay, let me try. Is that better?
Yeah, because I'm not hearing myself now. That's perfect.
Okay.
What did you do differently?
Okay. I just turned the volume down on my iPad, but I have the volume up on my headset.
There you go.
Okay, we'll see how that works.
And the really neat thing about us, everybody doing this side by side, and I saw this comment go by, you're getting a dual, really, you're getting a dual art lesson here. And the other thing the other thing I want you to see out of this, guys, is we're not emulating each other. I mean, we have a specific picture that we're working on, but according to our own taste and experience, we're going ahead and coloring it our different ways. Now, the point that Jeff brought up, let me zoom in if I can show you this here. And Jeff commented about this, is you don't necessarily have to fill in something. See how I'm going ahead and streaking this?
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So guys, don't always feel like you have to color everything into a solid. Now with this grayscale book, this is where, oops, don't want to do that. This is where you can let your gray come through and be one of your colors. So you're not coloring over it, you're letting it come through based on what you're putting on top of it. Now, this tablecloth could be green, it could be whatever color, purple, and I would still do that and allow that gray to come through. Okay.
This is fun.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
This is fun. This is the first time. So did you tell everybody that this is the first time I've ever colored my any of my drawings?
Yeah, I've mentioned that a couple times, and just for anybody that's new in the room, yeah, Jeff has never colored his own pieces with coloring like we do. Now, obviously, he did the paintings and so forth. So this is giving him a really neat perspective about what we encounter, Jeff, when we're coloring.
Right.
And that's
right.
That's why you've heard some of my comments that we look for things that just don't trail off. We look for things that make sense in the picture. We look for things that connect. And that really helps us because, well, keep in mind, Jeff, that I lost my thought. Oh yeah.
That happens to me a lot lately.
Don't you hate that? But it's pretty bad when you're in the middle of a sentence. So the author now is seeing, this is Jeff, we color every inch of your pieces. So if you're painting something, and it's not so much on the painting, because I know that when you paint, you're going to drift off or do whatever you do with your paint. But when it comes to the coloring book, that's where it needs to be more precise.
Yeah, well, I love that comment because it really makes me think a little bit more about, making it more complete, in areas and finishing lines and things like that. Because I realize that you're going to color everything. I want to mention something real quick. Last night you were talking about it. I love this technique. It's about, oh, that's too blue. Let me get a better marker.
Okay.
And you guys out there, this is a neat thing. ILene was showing it last night, but it's like if you look at like this plate right here on the edge of the plate, I want to make that plate pop a little bit more. And I'm just going to it's kind of a fake shadow in a way. I'm going to actually, I got the wrong marker. Let me get the right marker. Here it is. Okay. I didn't want it to be that dark. I'm just going to put some marker right along the edge of this plate. And it almost looks like a little bit of a cast shadow, but it just helps pop that plate out a little bit more. See that?
Exactly. And actually, that's a technique now that I'm using on this because I want this, would help if I zoomed out a little bit. I want this to pop up here and come up forward, so that's, I'm going to be shading this. But if you notice, I went with a light, a medium, and a dark on this. And then when I go around this whole piece, I'm going to be doing the same thing that you're talking about. It's not really a shadow, guys. It's because if your light source comes from the upper left to the lower right, that means all your shadow would be off to the right, which is fine if you want to do that. But you can also shade and slightly darken all the way around your piece so that you have the whole thing looking like it's floating. It's not just down the one side. So that's where you need to decide, are you casting a shadow or are you making it look popping up? So.
Right.
Okay, now I'm going to take my Arteza white gel pen, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of a shine line on here.
Oh, cool. Is that a white pen?
It's a white pen, and if you ever use them, let me show you this, Jeff. Here's some black paper.
Okay.
And a lot of us will use white pens, and these Artezas have been the best, at least for me. I've seen them recommended on YouTube, and they're very consistent, and they color very well.
Wow. Ooh, I need to get some of those. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I would recommend, this is the Arteza brand. Let me get that. There we go. Arteza. And the box, they come in 3 sizes in the box. You get 12 pens.
Here, let me write that down just real fast.
Okay.
I'm going to write that down on that. AR. Whoa. Ooh. ART what?
ART as in Tom, E as in elephant, Z as in zebra, A as in apple.
Okay. White pens. Okay, I'm just going to write that down. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Here, take a look at your screen. Do you see that?
Yeah, that's great. Mm-hmm.
There's the box.
That's nice.
So you get a fine, a medium, and a bold in this.
Okay. I'm going to look into those. I like that, having the light, the light pens like that.
Mm-hmm. Color with Claire recommended them, and she does a lot of videos about techniques and teaching as well.
Okay.
And what she does, she'll talk about how to shadow a globe or make shine lines on them. And the coloring industry has always been interested in good pens that work well, and these Arteza seem to be the best.
Okay.
Claire really liked them.
That's good. That's good.
Let's see. Julie.
I can use those a lot for my. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Julie, I don't have Jelly Roll. Well, I do have Jelly Roll. That's another thing I got, Jeff, that I want to show you too real quick. Is that I like to add lines to my drawings. So these are Jelly Roll gray pens. So there's no black in here, and these are all different shades of gray. And the reason that I got these is because different coloring book artists use different line weights on their stuff. And so this gives me that ability to match. So
that's great. That's great. Sorry about that. Sorry about the noise.
Oh, that's all right.
That's great.
What was it?
It's my pencil sharpener.
Oh, okay.
Julie asked me if I was addicted to coloring. I'm trying to look up and see all the comments. And I'm just addicted to art in general. I just love it. It makes, it's just such a joy to create stuff with your hands. So, but coloring is fun. I mean, actually, matter of fact, my wife, Sherry, is going to be joining us a little bit later. She's going to get over on my drawing table over there and draw and color too.
Yay.
So, yeah, so we'll have her going too.
Okay, so I'm staying with the grays here on this table, and I wanted something that was going to show up, but I don't want to take away, again, from the cat. So hopefully this won't turn into one of those seemed like a good idea at the time.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I like how you said that.
Yeah, you look at that and you go, you know, why?
Oh, I thought it was a good idea at the time. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great.
Okay, now you guys know that I love my black pens. Jeff, these are simple pilot pens, and I've bought them in different sizes.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to look up here in a second. I'm in the middle of marking here.
Take your time.
Okay, what now? What are you showing me?
These are pilot pens. They're just standard off-the-shelf pilot pens. And I purchased them. I got a micro pen. I got a medium size pen, and then the thicker. And so look at your screen for a second here. One is a size 07 and the other is a 05.
Okay.
And then I have a third pen that I use. This is a Uniball, and this is a micro pen, which is a very thin line, and it's like a 0.28. I don't know if you can see that number on the top. There you go.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it now.
So these are the three pens. And my peeps will tell you that I use these all the time, and I match the weight of the line with the pen when I'm drawing things in.
Oh, yeah, you got to send me those too, because I'm getting into a lot more black pens.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one here, you may have told me to get this one. Is this one that you told me to get?
No. Pigma pen?
Okay, it's a different one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a nice one too. But I wonder if I'm learning. I'd like to get more pens. So if you'll send me the name of that one you just showed me. They're pilot pens?
Yeah, and if you go into my group and click on announcements, there's our affiliate list through Amazon.
Okay.
I've listed supplies at the top, and the top supplies that I've listed there are basically my core things that I use and highly recommend for everybody.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to use your technique of smearing. So like that. Oh yeah, I love that technique.
Oh yeah, you've got it down perfectly. You just do it right away.
Love that technique. Yeah. Yeah, if I wait too long, it doesn't work right. That's great.
And the reason you're able to do that, just for the new people that haven't heard this before, is because we have pre-sprayed the page with a Krylon. And the Krylon makes that surface non-porous enough that you can go ahead and put your water-based markers. And the trick is you put the color down and you immediately put the smear it with your finger.
Yeah. I did the first round, the first kind of one I smeared, and then after that I can go in and put a little bit more of a dark on the edges, and it tends to work pretty good. And for anybody who doesn't know that, this right here is actually a pan au chocolat. That is a chocolate croissant, and they're good. Just to let everybody know, they're yummy.
Ooh.
Very yummy.
Okay, ladies, we made it 40 minutes into the broadcast before the topic of food came up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you set
Well,
a
I didn't
record.
bring I didn't bring my chocolate this time. And the reason why is I'm out of chocolate. I gotta go get some. I know. I gotta have my chocolate.
All right. Okay. Lila says she's got chocolate there, so.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Here, let me have a bite. Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, there we go. How nice of her to share.
It's so nice.
Okay. All right, now Jeff, sometimes what I also do, and this is just, it can be a printing issue sometime or just the way the artist has put together the book. And also I
Okay.
copied this onto cardstock, and sometimes you lose your lines as well. So
Okay.
another thing I like to do, and this is especially yeah, Dawn's popped in. Let's see. Helen's popped in.
Oh, hi, Dawn. Hi, Dawn.
Oh, yeah. So what I like to do, Jeff, is I just go through and I will go over that spot with my pen just to brighten up that black again.
Oh, okay. And that's if you get color pencil on it, or?
It's for several reasons. It's number one, to create dimension. Number two, in grayscale, sometimes I want to accentuate the lines.
Okay.
To make them pop. And in this case, hopefully I'm close enough that you can see it, but since I'm making these lines darker, that's causing this edge to come up in a dimensional.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Got it. Yeah, no, I see what you're doing. Basically going in there and doing, kind of finishing it out.
And that has nothing to do with the way, that you did it. It's a combination of either fixing something or enhancing something.
And it's all personal preference.
Or adding
It's all
to
personal preference.
something. That's right.
Yeah. See, like, for example, here's a good example of adding.
Oh, how cute. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Here,
I love it.
I'm gonna add a little.
Ooh.
Add it. So yeah.
Now you're giving me more ideas. Okay, so
there are advantages of being the artist of the drawing.
There you go. So what I'm doing now is I'm going ahead, guys, is I'm adding a bug on a rug. That's what Lila says.
Bug on a rug?
Yeah. Listen, you got to be careful what you feed to this group when you're talking, because they'll run with it. They really will.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I know. I do too.
It's kind of like improv. It's like improv comedy in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, Dawn was talking about the hidden hearts that she puts in her pieces when she draws them. So that's cool. Okay, so what I've done now is I've gone ahead and I've added that little bit of shading to make this runner pop. And I'm also going to do it a little bit on this side. Okay. So here's a question for the artist. Okay. Oh, it's a shadow. Okay, I just wasn't seeing what this was here. I got you.
What is it? What?
I see it on your side. Underneath the arm here, it's a shadow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a shadow. It is a shadow.
Me and the, what is it? Me and my shadow. The shadow.
It's a shadow,
Yeah.
shadow.
Okay.
So here's a good example too, that making those lines pop a little bit more. That.
And guys, what I want you to see here is that really adds to your art, because look at the difference between this side and this side. Is I've gone ahead and enhanced the lines with my black pen, and on this side here, I haven't done that yet on that little braided part, and you can definitely see the difference between the two. And what I always tell people, no matter how minute the action seems to you in adding a color or a shading, you might say, well, you know, I can't see it. Well, your brain sees it. And when your brain sees that, that's where you're going to really get an appreciation of the art. So for those of you that have coming in, this is Jeff Haynie.
Hello.
And we are doing a duet coloring. Dawn would not let me say dual, or yeah, dual coloring. Yeah, we're not dueling at all.
Duet coloring, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh yeah, duet.
That's a good way to think of it. Duet, I love it. Duet.
And I'll tell you, this is invaluable, I think, for you guys, because again, you can see the two styles here. Get this out of my way. All right. Now also, where I always talk about sweating the details, and hopefully you can see this while I'm doing it, is on this side, you see how I rounded the edges a little bit to make little nubbies. And so I'm going to go through, and Jeff didn't do it when he originally did his line work here, but I'm going to go ahead and extend out that line, and it's going to make little raised nubbies down the side of this runner.
Oh, little nubbies.
Yeah.
So I'm just, when I choose colors like this, I'm just actually reacting and not really thinking about it too much. Just whatever I think looks good.
And there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, not trying to overthink it, but just enjoy colors working kind of with each other. You know, like I did I don't know if you can see, I did the purple and the blue green on here.
Beautiful, yeah.
Just trying different color combinations.
Okay, now guys, what I also want you to see, if you notice, I am extending the lines here, and then I'm adding the extra, you know, the little nubbies on the outside. And I'm continuing the pattern down here, the little cross patterns. Totally optional, but I think it makes it look cool. Helen says, Jeff, that lip under the table looks absolutely awesome.
Oh, thank you. You're talking about this right here, this lip?
Uh-huh.
Oh, thank you. I put white. I just did a white pencil on there to highlight it.
Mm-hmm.
And it only shows up in the darker red part, but your eye kind of connects the dots.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you, Helen.
Yeah, and then you shade it underneath, so yeah, I threw my white on my side, and I just haven't gotten to doing the little extras yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to utilize, so I printed my drawing on a like a parchment paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a here, let me give you a point of reference. So there's white. So you can see it's a parchment paper. And so that yellowish color comes through everything, and it makes it where I have more color all over.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got cheese. Cheese. It's making me think about all the times in Colmar, France, where I drew this setting in little cafes in Colmar, France.
Yeah.
And eating chocolate croissants and drinking coffee.
Yeah, Maddie was saying that she would like to try pink paper.
Ooh, yeah.
To print out on.
Yeah. I really like the markers give you the nice smooth base.
Exactly.
And then it works really, really good doing that smooth base.
And you've hit the nail on the head, that's what the neat thing that markers do. And sometimes what I'll do is I will go in and I do this a lot, is I will put a marker base on there and then go ahead and do my pencil coloring on top. Julie wanted to know what's on the cafe menu. Tuna souffle.
So the cafe menu.
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
And it's both in French. It's both in French and English, because in most of the cafes in France, they'll have usually English, French, and German on the. So plat du jour is the plate of the day. It's a tuna souffle for €9. Salmon crepes for €11. And then my personal favorite, cheese and shrimp baguette, €14. And then the other one is, oh, no, there's not another one. The other one's in French. And then it says bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
And I love putting all these little stories. Like, I don't know if you see the little fish. Got a little fish on top of the sign. And then I love this. These mice are having a conversation in the background, their own little table.
Oh, that is so sweet.
So I like to put little stories within stories. And actually the book, this book, I hid Howard, my cat. I did a little drawing of Howard. He's hidden all in this book in the drawings.
And you know what, Jeff? There is a lot to be said for that, is that when you as the author delight us when we're coloring this and we're going through and we're finding these little pieces and these little things that you hide, that is so cool.
Oh, thank you. I need to pull out my book, and there's also hidden messages in there too. I also put a lot of hidden messages.
Yeah, you haven't revealed yet what those markings mean, have you?
Nope, I haven't. Okay. I have not revealed them.
Okay.
I will at some point.
Okay.
But they're all good things. There's nothing weird about them. They're all blessings and affirmations.
Well,
some of you might say, well, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, some of you might say, well, Jeff, why did you do that? Why did you take the time to write these hidden messages in the book? And the way I think about it is that I would love at some point for people to discover these things that I wrote in there, and they're intended to be this extra little thing in the book that gives you like a blessing, or it's an encouragement or something. It's me kind of doing a drawing and saying, what can I put in the drawing to kind of encourage people and tell people I appreciate them, and it's just the way I like to do stuff. It's the way I like to do stuff.
Well, and I've got a question for you too, because this has been a topic on and off in the coloring community. What do you think of mandalas as a Christian?
Say what? Say that again.
You know what a mandala is, right? A mandala is the circular patterns.
Yeah.
Or mandala. Mandala, I guess, is the way people pronounce it. Do you have any opinion about those? About doing them? Do you know? Go ahead.
I don't really know a whole lot about them. Is there a background or something? Or what are they supposed to be?
Yeah, the Christian community, some people have issue with them because they have Buddhist connotations, and sometimes they have other negative connotations, yada, yada, yada. And they're a Hindu meditation. Rebecca Jones is saying a Hindu meditation form. And so some people in the Christian community will say, absolutely, I will not color them because, what they represent, da-da-da-da-da-da. And my feeling about it is I look at it from an art form. I don't know, I got to figure out a way to explain this. If I don't see anything that looks bad to it, I will go ahead. I don't have any problem with it. I see it as colored patterns.
Yeah, I'm kind of the way the way I think about stuff like that is if you're aware of something that I don't know. I don't really think about those things too much. I mean, I'm trying to see the best way to.
Yeah.
I don't really. Really. I mean, it's not that I'm stumped. It's that I feel such a freedom knowing where my heart is and who my heart is sold out to.
There you go.
So, I mean, I worked in the entertainment industry for 20-something years, and I was around a lot of people and situations and worked on all kinds of projects that, probably a lot of people in the Christian community would say, how can you work on projects like that? And it's like, I went to where I was called.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like if I was coloring one of those and I didn't know anything about it and was just enjoying the beauty of it, I wouldn't really give it much more of a thought.
There you go.
So here's my thought, and I'll leave it at this. Okay, you want to know my thought about it? It's like, we in the Christian community, they will worry about things like that, but then they'll go home at night and they'll watch all kind of garbage on TV, and that's even far worse for your mind. And so, but and I don't mean that. I'm not putting TV down. I'm just saying that it's probably more wise to be careful what you put in your brain and in your body than whether something is holy, sacred, or secular. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get into a big debate about it, and I don't want my group arguing about it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't want to encourage that at all.
Well, listen, Jeff, let me put it to you this way. I won't stand for it. So if anything poofs up, I'll cut it right off at the ankles.
Yeah, and I don't, and trust me, I do not in any way want to encourage that. I just want to promote love and.
Oh, sure.
I'm talking about love and unity and just having fun and just being blessed by God. I have a lot of friends.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say is I will color it, and I will, if it doesn't look obnoxious or weird, I'll go ahead and color it. And if people choose not to, cool beans, that's fine too. So.
Yeah.
No issue. All right, what'd you say? You have a lot of friends that what?
Oh, I just had, when I lived on the West Coast, I just have so many cool friends that come from different backgrounds, and just learning how to love and appreciate their, their culture and where they've come from, and
Exactly.
and just be good. But as an artist, I'm pretty particular at what I like to do art wise. I mean, in my earlier days, I used to do a lot of fantasy.
Yes.
And and I still enjoying doing fantasy type imagery. But I tend to like to do things that have a message of either makes people laugh, or
Yeah.
entertain them, or give them a fun story, or that's kind of what I've really enjoyed being as an artist. So like, I couldn't be one of those people that paints. I mean, I have friends, real close friends, that paint some of the more dramatic fantasy subject matter. I just that stuff just doesn't. I just don't enjoy doing that kind of stuff as much as I do, more whimsical kind of thing. I don't know if you notice this while I'm talking. I'm adding a lot more purple into the shadows, and
Yes.
and purple and yellow are opposite of the color wheel. Going back to some of the color wheel stuff I was talking about, you can, because it's lighter colors, you can see it better here. See how the yellow and the highlights? It's almost like the cat is kind of a white,
Yeah.
and there's a little bit of a yellow in it, but that purple has really helped kind of ignite some of the colors, like you can see here. I like to do like cool colors in the shadows and warm colors in the highlight areas.
Oh, now that's a good art
That's what I enjoy
tip.
doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, let me show you. I'll show you another example. Like, see this arm here? And let me put it in front. See this arm here?
Yeah.
Right, and it's fine. I like the shadowing and stuff, but I'm going to add a little bit of. Actually, I'm going to add this. I'm going to add a little bit of purple in the shadow, and it makes it set on that table, because all that red from that table is kind of visually going into the arm. So this is kind of the last stage of that part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and Jeff, what's really neat about this duet coloring that we're doing here is that you're talking about the art theory behind the colors, and I'm talking about the artwork of the shading, and adding stuff and that type of thing. So between the two of us, we are really, I think, putting out a really good example for people here to learn. Okay. Now, do you see here what I'm doing with your tablecloth here?
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, you're just accentuating the values on the tablecloth.
Uh-huh.
And a little bit of texture into it. I like the texture.
Well, yeah, but did you see what I did with the rest of it? Look at the picture.
Oh, yeah. You did all the line work, and
yeah,
it looks great.
So
yeah, you really accentuated it.
Exactly. And guys, this is what I encourage you to do, is when you have something like this, if the artist has stopped the page somewhere or stopped the image somewhere, or let's say it gets cut off because of your printer or whatever, feel absolutely free to go ahead and do stuff like this. Now, the way my printer happened to print this, Jeff had put his information along the bottom, and actually, except for this little bit of area right here, this looks like it's it worked out perfectly. It looks like it's part of the checkered pattern.
Yeah.
And actually, this is going to give me a good opportunity, and I want to show this to you, Jeff, and to everybody else who's not aware. Okay. So let me pull in so you see this. We've got this black line right here, and that's where Jeff had put his name and, colored by and the whole bit. and my printer cut off part of it, and so I want to go ahead and get rid of the rest of it. So what I'm going to do, yeah, Julie said that while she was working on her poinsettias, which is red, I grabbed a dark green to shade it. That's perfect.
Yep. Yep. That's awesome. That's a good choice.
That's what you want to do.
That is a good choice to do.
And you know what? The other neat thing, Jeff, that I've noticed with these headsets is that you and I can pretty well talk almost simultaneously and not really cut each other off.
Oh, yeah.
That seems to be working a lot better. Okay, so this, guys, is an ink. It's a white ink. It is not a Posca pen. Okay. It is not an Arteza pen. It is ink.
Okay.
And what you want to do is you want to put some on your tray. And then you want to get a little bit of water. Yep. So I'll go ahead and put that there and not do this over my coloring. Yeah, have you noticed the sales of your books going up by any chance?
Oh, yeah, I have.
I mean, seriously, have you?
You guys are wonderful. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, don't just say that.
You guys are wonderful.
Yeah.
No. Actually, I'm tonight or tomorrow night, I have to do my accounting, and I'm going to be able to see what how this month did. And I'll be able to tell specifically.
Okay.
But I have.
Let me get this. Okay, so what I'm doing, guys, is I'm taking this ink and I am putting it on top of, I've thinned it a little bit with water. Actually, I got a little too much water. But what you want to do is you want to cover over this. And you don't want to use this stuff full strength, because if you do, when it dries, it's going to stick up on top of the paper. Julie Claywell wanted to know if those three mice in the background were the three blind mice.
No, all their eyes are open.
That's funny.
No, they're three mice with three chocolate croissants.
Okay, so that means that if a cat comes along later in the day and eats the mice, then the cat's gonna get a treat too?
Yep. Yep. That's why it works.
Why that came to mind, I don't know. It's just the way
it's even scary. I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah. Okay, now the reason that this works the way it does and why you don't want to use your Posca pen is that this ink now, this white stuff that I'm putting in, will dry to the point that it's flat to the paper, and then I will be able to color over that with pencil, and you'll hardly notice it. So I'm going to let that sit. Now, please be aware that you probably will have to do 2 or 3 applications depending on how heavy your ink line is. Katie wanted to know which book this image is from, Jeff.
This one is, sorry, caught me on the spot there. It is from the Whimsical Fantasy Cats.
Yeah.
This book here. Here, I'll show you. It's from this book.
Yeah. Whimsical Fantasy Cats. Now.
So later on, I'll tell you about my other book, the book we talked about the other night.
Yay.
But I don't want to sidetrack you. You keep going. Keep going, talking about your stuff.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to also use this ink, and I'm going to put it over that little splotch that I got on the paper when my marker got over on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to get rid of as much as I can, which is really funny now because it's giving me a little bit of a pink hue, which is fine. So the trick with this Winsor ink is to apply it, let it dry, see how much it covers, and if you have to apply it again, then just put another layer. And the reason that you have to put multiple layers on is because it is soaking into the paper, unlike your Posca pens, which sit on the surface.
Okay.
So that's the difference, Jeff.
Okay.
All right. And again, the benefit of it is that it doesn't sit, like I said, it doesn't sit on top. It absorbs in, and then when I go back to color over this, it'll be very smooth to color over, and you will hardly notice it. The question came up, Jeff, have you used glitter pens, Jeff? Probably not.
Oh, I haven't. I've seen them.
Okay.
I do have a few.
We need to school you in glitter pens as well. They're fun.
Okay, you got to do a glitter pen on there.
Okay.
Whenever.
When I get there, yeah, I'll be glad to do that.
Yeah, when you get there.
Okay. So I'm going to let this ink dry. And then I will move on to some other things here while we're doing that. So here's what I want you to notice, guys, is I have extended the tablecloth. And I think what I'm going to do is emulate Jeff a little bit and probably go in with some purples here, a very light purple. That is a weird sharpener. Why does it whistle like that?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't apologize. It's funny. You go,
it's a pencil sharpener, yeah. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, Jeff comes in colors, but all of a sudden he goes, woo.
Oh.
So what you'll notice I'm doing a lot is so some of the really beautiful combinations, and I mentioned it last time, but I'm going to show you again. These are, when you look across the color wheel, purple and yellow are across the color wheel. Those make beautiful color combinations. And if you see, like on the hand, look at the hand. I'm using yellow and violet, and I have a lot of yellow in the shadow, but it's just using the warm and cool, and you can see it just adds it makes the light have a little bit more depth to it. It's just one technique, just one way of doing it.
Yes. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going through and with my marker, I'm going to go ahead and lay a base of this light blue. Now, I don't know if you remember the conversation we had, Jeff, about using pencil in conjunction with marker, but you're not supposed to. The conventional wisdom says, yeah, conventional wisdom says you're not supposed to use marker over pencil. I do all the time.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because when you lay a base of pencil, you can then go in, which you've done on this, you can then go in and start smearing in your colors with your marker. Now, in this case, I'm going to reverse that a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm putting my marker down first.
Okay. Ooh, I love that color.
Yeah.
Love that blue.
And again, guys, these are water-based markers. They're not the alcohol. The alcohol, once you put them down, they're down. But, and I forgot, Jeff, did you buy alcohol markers as well?
No, I just got these
water-based.
No, I just got that other. Yeah.
Okay. The advantage to alcohol-based is they tend to not streak. But.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. But it's a moot issue, as I've taught my peeps, because with putting the Krylon down and then putting the marker on top, I don't get streaks with my water-based, especially when I go through and smear it with my finger. Helen wants to know what you're calling the cats. So what are we naming the cats in this picture?
What are we going to name it? Mine is Pierre.
Pierre. There you go.
Pierre.
Yeah. I think I'm going to call mine Jacques.
Jacques. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to get a little audience participation. What color should I paint or color the sandwich board? Whatever color somebody comes up with, I'll make it work.
Ooh, give them a hard one. Okay, so yeah. let me zoom in where I have put that Winsor & Newton ink. Okay. Now you can see a little bit of the line. You're going to have that. It doesn't remove it 100%. But what I'm going to do is...
I see, yeah.
Yeah, it takes out a good portion of it. But what I'm going to do is, even though I have put the blue down, I'm going to come back with some purple. And hopefully with that purple, I can help disguise that line.
Okay.
So guys, that's what I wanted to show you, is that Winsor & Newton. Oh, you're getting a lot of greens on that board.
Green, okay.
But what I want you to see with this Winsor & Newton is that it's taken out that black, and then all you need to do is just fiddle with your pencils and make that line completely disappear. Well, not completely, but almost.
Nice.
I'm just tripping over my mouth tonight. I don't know what the problem is. Jeez. Okay, now here, this is what I want you guys to see, and I'm going to come in pretty close when I do this. Is I'm covering this with purple now. And if you're watching with this pencil, see how that pencil is literally obliterating that line. Can you guys see this?
Yeah, yeah. So the pencil goes right on top of it real well.
Mm-hmm. Now you have to be careful. You don't want to pull up your ink, but see, you can barely see that line now. Yeah, you're right, Lila. Jeff has me tongue-tied. That's right. That's right. I'm having so much fun, I'll tell you.
This is fun. I'm having fun too. I'm actually coloring a little bit more than I'm talking last time, just because I'm zoning into it a little bit more.
Okay, now Jeff, do you see how that line has pretty much disappeared? I'll pull out.
Yes, and then you're going to do the black line on top of it, and that'll really make it disappear.
Exactly. So if you have something, guys, that you need to repair, that ink is wonderful for it. And now Jeff found that out too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then what Jeff was talking about is I'll take my black pen and I will go ahead and, let me pull you in.
Hang on, I'm going to go get a kitty. Lila wants to see one of my kitties. I have the kitties out, but I'll go grab a kitty.
Good. Okay, so now I'm going to go through and I will go over it with my black pen.
Come on, kitty, come on.
And you guys notice now that you guys notice that you can barely see that repair. And then on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and add a few more folds into the tablecloth. So this is where I don't want you to be afraid to do things like this. Especially when you're sitting in front of the artist that drew the piece live.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so Helen says, Jeff, can you do a bit of neon yellow highlighter on the yellow scarf? If not, that would be okay. Oh, neon yellow on your scarf to give it a little more pizzazz.
A little more pizzazz? Okay. They want to see more pizzazz. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can come up with. Let me see if I can find the pizzazz marker. Hey, baby, kitty, you want to help me, kitty? Come here. Come here. Yeah, I love a little kitty. Come help me. Come here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Daddy'd love for you to come help me. Ask and you shall receive. I don't know how much difference it's going to make to get the, I'm putting more yellow on it, but.
Oh, Rebecca says pizzazz, P-A-W, pizzazz.
Oh, I love it.
Neon yellow highlighter. A little bit
more yellowed up.
Is super, yeah.
Yeah, it popped it a little bit. Okay, so you want green on. Oh, you want green on. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you see this stuff now on this tablecloth when I pull out?
Yeah.
Is how that line has basically disappeared now?
Yeah. No, that's great. It sure has.
So I want everybody to see that that's a technique for getting rid of oopsies or whatever you run into. Okay.
Oh, I have other kitties crying because they want to come in.
Oh, no.
No, I'm going to have everybody in here.
Helen wanted to know if you understood what she meant about the neon highlighter. Okay, what do you mean about the neon highlighter, Helen?
Yeah, what do you mean about the...
You could probably find a neon greenish yellow maybe in your Ohuhus. I don't know. She'll have to explain what she's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if I... Oh, I know what she's talking about now. Hang on, I know what she's talking about. I think I know what she's talking about. Let me see.
She means
You're
use a
talking about these.
Use a highlighter pen.
Let me see. That's what you're talking about. Got it. I didn't know those. That was. Let me try this one.
Okay. She says fluorescent. It's a fluorescent color. Okay. So
let's see.
I do not have a fluorescent.
Okay, I'm going to show you something here in a second. Yeah, this looks great. I'm doing it. Exactly what you're talking about. That looks cool. Adds
there we
a
go.
little bit more sheen.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, but she's also saying not just the yellow marker. She's literally saying fluorescent. I don't have a fluorescent.
Well, this is fluorescent. So this is fluorescent.
Okay.
I'm going to show you something else. Let me go grab it. I'm going to actually, because we're doing, multimedia. Oh my goodness! Look who came in. Sherry came in.
Hello,
yeah, that's
Sherry.
Yours to color. Everybody says hello. Let's see. I'm going to try something. Yeah, you need to bring your tall chair. Okay, I'm going to show you something really, really cool. Well, let me get set up here. Some of you may know what this is. I'm going to just try to do it really quick. Have you ever seen these?
Oh, okay.
It's
interference screen.
Yeah, it's because Helen was talking about the fluorescent. It's kind of a fluorescent. See the green right here?
Oh.
I'm gonna put that fluorescent on this. I'll show you.
There you go.
They call it interference colors.
Okay.
And
cool.
I'm sure you can buy them in pens or markers, but I don't have those. So I'm just gonna let me go grab some water.
Yeah, she's saying, but outside of the white highlights.
Normally, I would do this at the end after I've done all the big decisions.
Exactly.
But I just want you guys to see it because it's a neat material. Yeah, I'm just gonna, and it comes in all kinds of different colors. So, yeah, so here's a warm green one.
Okay.
And then there's a red interference color.
Okay.
And then this one is a violet. You see right here. So I'm going to play around with a couple. I'm going to start with the green because I want you to see what it'll do.
What Helen is saying, Jeff, it just says, but outside, hold on, let me scroll down. But outside of the white highlights because it gives extra pizzazz and pop against the white. So apparently it's not over the white. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure I understand. So I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand. I'm gonna do this here. So this.
So apparently not on the yellow that you put on. Oh, okay, you've got it up there. Okay.
This is sore to come, and Helen, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that in a minute. I'm just doing I want to show you these interference colors. I'm going to put it over the eyes too.
Okay, and while Jeff is doing that, I want everybody to see how I've extended the tablecloth. I went through and I showed you how to get rid of, he had a signature line on here. And my whole idea for this piece on the front here, where everybody is sitting, the little mouse, the little chair, is that these are all forward in color. So Helen is saying yellow neon highlighter pen as a transition between the white highlights and the other colors.
Okay, and you're talking about on the scarf? On the scarf?
Yeah, so she's talking about apparently between, so not on that brighter yellow, but in between the darker brownish and that yellow. So where those two colors come together.
So you're talking about right here.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think I've got, so this, I don't have the fluorescent. Let's see, I do have, let me see. I don't have any, I don't have any fluorescent markers. I'll have to look into, I don't think this is fluorescent.
Yeah.
So it's not, I see what you're saying though, that would give it more pop. This is not really, yeah. Yeah. It did, I mean, it created a little bit more color intensity. Here's that, so if you can see the interference color, see how it made my feather sparkle?
Oh, yeah.
And then the eyes, notice the eyes.
There you go.
So it is almost like glitter paint, except it's, well, I love the look of it. They call it interference colors.
Gotcha.
No. But, yeah. No, I'm on Comcast. Okay, let's see.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, Helen, what I would suggest is what that product is just go ahead and list it in the group so we can all see what you're talking about. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to go over to my background for just a little bit. I haven't quite finished with my table, but I want to show you the concept here. That I want to do back on this. And what I have in mind is I want a very, very soft background. So I'm going to just use my pastel colors here, my chalks.
Oh, you're using the chalks, okay.
You know what I'm talking about, Jeff? My favorite pastels?
Oh, they're chalk pastels?
Yeah, let me show you the lid.
Okay.
There, do you see that, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's just these chalks here in the box.
Got it. Got it.
Oh my gosh, you've got a cat hidden in that flower box. I just found it.
That's Howard.
Okay.
That's Howard hidden. I told you Howard was hidden in the book in a lot of places.
I just discovered him. Howard almost got a blue nose from chalks.
Poor Howard. Poor Howard. Okay, let's see.
Okay, so I'm going to stay out in long view right now, guys, because what I want you to see now is I've got my very bright here in the front, my blues, my red, you know, boom, coming at you. And I want to maintain that effect. And so everything that I do in the background now, I'm going to do very, very lightly. And I'm simply taking a makeup applicator. This happens to have the double tips here that are pointy. And I'm letting my color splotch over a little bit. In other words, by that I mean I'm not worried if my flower colors go beyond the outside of the flower. And that's because it's just meant to be very soft. Now, if you don't have chalks like this, Faber-Castell, eye makeup works really well. Eyeshadow is what I meant to say. Remember, there's usually an alternative to a craft item. And like I said, if you don't have the Faber-Castell chalks, that's fine. The eyeshadows will work.
There goes my sharpener again. Sorry.
Wanda wants to see it. You got to put it on camera.
Okay, I'll put it on camera.
Seriously, she wants to see it. Okay.
It's just a little cheap pencil sharpener.
We need to talk.
I bet y'all thought it was going to have cat. What?
We need to talk pencil sharpeners.
Yeah. I thought y'all probably thought it was going to have cat ears on it.
Yeah, how come you don't?
Well, because they didn't have one. I would have bought it if they did.
What, are you telling me that Sherry couldn't come up with something like that for you?
Oh, she probably could have. She probably could have. She's working on trying to get set up right now.
Okay, does everybody see now how I've got here very, very light colors in the back? Let's see here. Don't forget your awning on the other side. Oh, he's got it. Your awning on the other side, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. La, da, da.
So I like the idea of you doing it lighter, kind of make it more atmospheric, so it kind of goes into the background more.
Mm-hmm. Now, because I'm going with the lighter colors, guys, like I said, I'm not worried with my colors going over the lines. I want that look on there. It's just meant to be very, very soft and be, you know, scrambled a little bit.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. You're fine. You don't have to apologize.
Okay.
It just makes me laugh. It goes.
It makes you laugh.
I gotta warn you, Jeff. We all laugh at weird stuff. So.
Especially the later it gets, right?
Yeah.
No, this is fun. This is real fun. I'm having a good time. Are you guys having a good time out there?
I hope so. We'll have to ask them. Are you guys having a good time? Okay. Okay.
22-pound cat. Oh my goodness. Whoa. That's a big kitty.
Yes, it is. ILene, point out Howard. He is right there. You see that?
Here's my Howard.
Yeah.
That is my Howard.
He's hiding in the flowers right here. You'll see him when I zoom in.
Sherry, they found Howard up in the flowers. Uh-huh. Yeah. I hit him in there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my peeps are reminding me is before I got my new sharpener, my old one was very loud too, so.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, he's not in that one. He's in the, yeah, not all of them have that, so.
Okay, Jeff, what is this line right here?
Let's see, hang on.
Oh, it's a support. It's holding up the awning, right?
Yes.
This one here? Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Uh-oh, what happened? Let's see.
Okay, now. Again, as you can see, I'm going with very light colors. Michelle says that she's got a question for you about your coloring books. What's the question, Michelle?
Oh, hang on. Let's see. Let me. Why is it doing that, Sherry? What's the Michelle? What's the question? Let's see. I asked, but Have you thought about turning the images from your puzzles into coloring books? Colin share from the images. You know, you know what? That is actually a really great idea. That is a brilliant idea. I haven't thought about that.
You hadn't thought of that? I just assumed that you had.
No, I mean, sorry, Sherry's in the background fiddling with our alarm system. I haven't thought about that. That's actually a brilliant idea.
There you go.
Part of it is that I just didn't realize that anyone would be interested in those as coloring books. But now that coloring pages, but
oh my gosh, yes,
it,
absolutely.
Okay.
Those images, the drive-in, the COVID one, the Wild West one. What would it take for you to do that, Jeff?
Just basically sitting down and doing it, having the time to do it. I'm, I juggle. So I juggle in my business,
right?
Doing puzzles, which takes quite a bit of time, and then of course I could do the color books, and then I have 2 galleries that carry my artwork that I sell. Mm-hmm. And then Sherry and I have an online store. We ship, we do orders, prints, necklaces, cards, all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. That keeps us pretty busy too. But no, that would be great. That's a great idea to do that.
Well, what I meant about the question is, what would it take for you? They're in puzzle form right now, so obviously you've done the artwork. What mm-hmm. form is the artwork in? Would it be easy for you to convert it to a coloring book?
I would just have to do the drawing on top of the painting.
Okay, so you'd have to go through. I got you.
Yeah, no, I just have to do the drawing, on top of the painting, which is not, it's not. I mean, that's how I do a lot of my line drawing on top of my pencil drawing. I have a really cool tablet that's called a Cintiq.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Yeah, I'd have to. Here in a minute, I'll take a break from this and I'll show you.
Show it.
I'll show you what my Cintiq looks like. I'm going to go in. I'm just going to start with this green because I'm trying to make the green work with this. So I'm going to go in and I am just going to take this whole shape and put this in shadow.
Okay. So Rebecca's question to you is, how on earth do you have the time to hang out with us?
Because this is important. This is important hanging with you guys.
Uh-huh.
I just take the time. I mean, it's like, actually Sherry and I were talking about this just a little earlier today, is that I'm trying to be more careful in my life now that, the business is like going crazy. Uh-huh. That I don't want it to take over. I don't want it to take over from moments like this. It's like Sherry and I have coffee in the mornings, and I don't, I put everything aside because that's important to take that time. And it's like it's just taking that time. So it's like, for me, hanging out with you guys is, and learning this, and kind of, this is all part of me growing as a color book artist too. But it's not really about that. It's just about hanging out and kind of getting to know you guys a little bit better. So,
well, I also hope that it's, me time for you, because you're relaxing and having fun.
Oh, yeah.
And we're giving you all these terrific ideas.
Yeah. Well, and now you're kind of seeing, when I go into a zone like this, I don't intentionally try to work fast, but my years as an illustrator, I'm used to working really quickly.
Yeah.
And when I get into the zone, I just you know, I just go into it. I love these colors. I love this combination of colors that's starting to happen.
There you go.
It's cool. Yeah, I like it.
So let me ask you this, Jeff. Is this almost like me time for you?
Yeah. I mean, the me time. The me time is when I'm painting. I'll get so deep into a zone, and Sherry does the same thing with her work, where I'll literally just get lost in it. And it's like, in other words, I'll give you an idea. Like, I'm not at the moment, but you know, if I'm on my own and I'm just listening to music, I literally, when I'm drawing and painting, I literally just go into the scene. Yeah. And I'll start to feel the wood, and I just start to really feel it after a while. It's just that part of that creative.
Exactly. I get it.
Process. You know, I know y'all feel the same thing when you're coloring. You got a zone, kind of go into the zone of it. You know, it's a really neat thing. You notice sometimes what I'll do. Good.
Oh no, go ahead. Sometimes what you'll do is.
Sometimes what I'll do is I'll grab a color and I'll start to, and I'll put it in there and go, nah, I don't like that, and I'll stop. So I'm staying real loose because I'm trying to get the right look. And so sometimes I'll just kind of start with a color and then just stop. I don't have to, I'm just testing it with my eyes. I like this kind of look here.
Well, I hope that this is a major relaxation for you, and is kind of me time for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know it's taking away from other stuff that you're doing, like your painting and so forth. But then on the third hand, you just got this terrific idea to turn your jigsaw puzzles into coloring books.
No, I love it. It's really a great idea. And it's totally doable. I mean, I only have like six puzzles out right now. So, I couldn't do a whole book, but what I probably will do, which makes more sense, is actually release some of my website as single pages, since they'll be probably what I'll end up having to do, because those paintings are so large, is I might have to do them as larger pieces. Like, okay, here's a question I got for y'all. This is kind of connected. Does any of you out there like to color larger than 8.5 by 11? What do you think about artwork that's larger, like 13 by 19 or larger?
Well,
what's your thoughts on that? ILene, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Let me pull a Kirby Roseanne's piece. Lila said would color it. Poster pages would be fantastic, says Rebecca. I don't know if you're seeing comments.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking. Julie said that.
Wanda has always said that she wants something larger.
Okay. 11 by 14, 12 by 16. I see that.
Okay, look at your screen a second here. Let me pull out.
Okay, I'm seeing. Yeah.
Okay, see this Santa Claus right here? This one here is this one here is 10.5 by 10.5.
Okay.
So this is the largest that I've seen in both Johanna Bosford. This is a Johanna Bosford. And Kirby Roseanne's books, I believe, are also that dimension.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, I've been seeing the opinions go by, and you can always go back, Jeff, after the broadcast and look at the comments. The other thing that you might want to think about, Jeff, is you can break down your large drawing that you did for your puzzles and make them each into a portions of it each into a page. Yeah.
Okay, that's neat. That's a neat idea too.
Michelle says she's got a 12 3/4 by 19 1/2 from Crayola that she bought for her nieces and nephews to color on.
Okay.
Well, one of the neat things, Jeff, and I've been thinking about this too, is because, oh my gosh, anytime I've texted you, you've, basically will drop and do and come in when you can, of course. And I hope that this time is, a combination like we talked about of me time, but also just talking about like what we're talking about and asking questions of people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I learned when I was working for Big Fish Games, I was the art director there for 6, almost 7 years. And we had a great fan base of people who bought the games. And we used to do a lot of what we called focus testing. And we even had a group of ladies from all different parts of the country, and we flew them in, once a quarter, and they were called the Big Fish Babes, and they were our own personal focus group. And it was, so my point being is it was so great to connect with the people who actually buy the games and get their direct feedback on what they like, what they don't like. And so the value of being able to hang and just get feedback is great. And I'm not one of those artists that, it's that I can't take feedback or criticism or whatever on my work. It's part of what, I've learned as an illustrator is taking feedback. And plus I want that, I want thoughts,
Well, interestingly enough, the artists that we have had in here have been very open and wanting to know, what we think of their stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I told you this, but before Ruth Sanderson came in the second time, the day before we were talking, let's see, FaceTime, and she wanted honest feedback, and I gave it to her, and she got some ideas as well. And she gave me some ideas, and it was so neat because she said, it was very helpful for her to get that. And I think a lot of times it may be because of lack of time or whatever, but if artists don't color their own stuff, if you're a coloring book artist and you don't color your own stuff, especially if you are creating your stuff from pictures, then you don't see where there are some translation problems. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but when I first started, so the first book that I did, I went on all the color forums, and I actually did little sample pages and I asked openly what people liked and what they didn't like. And I had a version of just straight line, version with a little bit of shading, a little bit of grayscale. And I just kind of did that where I got feedback from people, and everybody was pretty, open about what they liked and didn't like. And that was helpful. And that was me doing, you can call it market research.
Yeah.
I looked at it as just feedback to you, because I mean, what's the point of me spending all the time doing a book if people don't like it and they're not going to buy it? That to me seems pointless.
Yeah, and look at it this way is, the consumer is spending hours and hours of their time coloring this stuff.
Yep.
And if you're putting out stuff that, they may color it, but then end up not liking it for whatever reason, and that's, the person may think, well, the heck with this, I wasted my time doing this, and I'm just not going to work with that artist anymore.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what I'm doing, guys, now, as you can see, is I put in some of the brown up here on the cafe, and I'm also putting the shading by the letters, and that's really popping out these letters.
Sherry, you have everything you need? Are you? You got to show us your coloring here in a minute. Sherry's coloring as we speak.
Cool.
You want to try the markers? You don't like markers. Okay.
She doesn't like markers?
Yeah, she said she didn't like markers. I know. Uh-oh.
How come?
Well, you got to learn. She says she's not good at them, but she just has to learn how to work with them. She says they're not fun, but she doesn't like to do the markers, so that's okay.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm picking up the coloring, the brown here, that I also put across here.
Mm-hmm.
And what I hope that you guys can see is everything now in the background here is muted. And what do I always tell you guys when you're coloring? Dimension, dimension, dimension. So you don't put in just one color of brown here. You want to put in your several colors. Did you show Sherry how to smear her markers like we showed you?
No, I'll show her here in a little bit. Let her try that. I think she'll like that too. Oh, hi, Howard. Nene, come here. Say hello to everybody. Say hello to everybody, Howard. Say hello. Hey, Howard.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he's not happy. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to cramp your style there, buddy. Don't want to cramp your style there, buddy. You see how my life is, right? Noticed?
Yep.
Just like a cat.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, I love it. Oh, Howard. His name's Howard. I thought that's a great name for a cat, Howard.
Yeah.
Howard, Julie, Miss Julie. Aunt Judy says hello. Julie says hello.
Yeah, I saw a little posting on Facebook where it said, when you're walking along, do you talk to your cats? Do you apologize if you bump into them? Stuff like that.
Oh, I talk to my cats all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I talk to them all the time. They have all have their own little things.
So Howard has a Facebook page?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh,
Howard has a Facebook page. Oh, yeah, he's a celebrity.
Well, there you go.
He's a celebrity kitty. He sure is. He is a celebrity kitty. So, like, ILene, how you did your background where you did really soft colors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a similar thing where if you see right here, I'm not really doing big contrasting colors. It's not gray. They're kind of a greenish
Gotcha.
gray.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm keeping the contrast between the colors really low so they don't compete with all the foreground contrasting stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep it not completely monotoned, but kind of, you know what I mean by monotoned?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. So I'm trying to keep it a little more like that. Actually, I like this. I really wish the markers had lighter colors because I really like real light tints of colors.
Mm-hmm.
But the markers tend to be, most of them tend to be fairly dark. I mean, like even this, like, that looks light, but when then you put it on, it's a darker blue.
Yeah, and that's where I would take my pencils and go in and tint the background and then add that marker.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. That's what I'm doing here. So
I know
this
exactly what you're
green.
saying about the markers because they are a little darker.
See, I'm used to using markers where my set of gray markers that I use, they come in different percentages, like 10%, 20%, 30, all the way up to 100%. They're different values. And so when I start with the marker, I always start with the really light values and then build the darker on top. Like you said, the more that you go over it a second time, it gets a little darker. Just so that way you're not getting it. Because if you get it too dark, then you got to lighten it back up.
Okay, so guys, what I want you to notice on this little menu board is I'm going ahead and going around each different item with my color, and that's going to show up those letterings a little bit. And then I'll grab my electric eraser or my manual.
Howard, come here.
And just clean that up a little bit.
Oh, I can hear who's that? Oh, that's your electric eraser.
Yeah. I'll sharpen one of my pencils and you can hear my sharpener.
Okay.
Oh, let me find one here. Okay, so listen to this here.
Okay, I'm listening.
Did you hear it?
No.
Oh,
that was pretty quiet.
Okay. Yeah, if you're interested in an electric one, I have a really great one I would recommend.
Okay.
It's the Linkyo Linkyo, Linkyo, and again, that's in my announcements in the list. You'll see it in the affiliate list.
Okay.
Okay. Now, sometimes I drive my audience a little nuts because what I do is I jump around a little bit. Okay, let me see. Melba, let's see what she's got here. On the right side of the awning, what is behind the flowers closer to the edge of the page? Oh, yeah. What is that, Jeff? You've got these curly lines here. Do you see that right here? What is that?
Yeah. It's actually just, I just did kind of like a bush. I just did kind of a bush behind it.
Okay, and see, that's the kind of stuff that drives us nuts.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that now that's not clearly defined. Totally get that.
And so this is something that I would go ahead and use my ink and white that out because I can't take my pen and make it something. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yep. I see. Yeah, I see.
It's not a big deal, but again, when we're coloring, this is the kind of stuff that we see.
See.
So Jeff, nothing personal, but knock it off.
Oh, that's great.
And you just heard a collective gasp in my room.
Oh.
They're going, ILene, really? All right.
Actually, when I first started, There was a wonderful lady who was been kind of my administrator for my Facebook pages.
Uh-huh.
And I would run everything by her and have her check, basically do a draft where it would be like me sending you a drawing before I published it and have you look it over and find any areas like that that could potentially be a problem.
Uh-huh.
And she found a lot of stuff, so I'd end up doing a second pass.
Well, and that helps you grow, and you know, you listen to your audience, which it sounds like a duh statement, but a lot of artists don't listen to their audience. I mean, I would never say, Jeff, change your style. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I did.
No, we were talking about themes, because I that's the thing about being an artist, is you really can't change your style. I can do different techniques. But it's not quite, not quite the same. Let's see.
So in something like this,
fun.
In something like this, Jeff, I would, maybe rough in a few bricks here.
Uh-huh.
Along, what I did is I drew a vertical line here just to give something for the awning to hold on to.
Okay.
And then I'm just lightly penciling in a few bricks.
Okay.
Yeah, I used the wrong term. We're not asking you to change your style, but just your theme on some things.
I know what you mean. I'm just giving you a hard time. Yeah, there's no offense taken. I know exactly what you meant.
There we go.
Sherry, can we see your drawing? Can we see your coloring yet? Sherry's going to show us her coloring here in a minute.
Good. Okay, so what everybody can see with on mine is I've gone in the background here, and I've gone with way lighter colors, and I'm literally just going to take my finger now and smudge over the top.
I love that technique.
That's an artist word, is to smudge over the top.
Smudge. Hey, your finger is a very important tool.
Okay, now another thing here too is, in looking at this signpost, Jeff, is attached to something here.
Mm-hmm.
And this over here would be sky, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would be inclined to do on that one is to, let me see here.
Okay, yeah.
Probably
continue the line.
Put a vertical line right there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to rough that in. There we go. And then that's the edge of that building, and then the rest of this could be whatever, like sky or, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, I've got to color Howard too. I've been reminded to color that.
Oh yeah, you got to color Howard, of course. Poor Howard. He's got to be colored.
And in fact, Jeff, that line that I just extended, I'm going to erase that. And what I would do with this is, of course, I can't find my protractor. Okay. Give me a second here. What I would be inclined to do is go ahead and put a line here. There we go. That looks better. You see how I did that? So now this plaque right here is, and there's the building. So this is some of the stuff that we, you know, notice and look at.
Makes total sense.
Okay, and then I'm just going to hand sketch in a line. I'll go back with my ruler later or my protractor. But Jeff, do you see this line that I'm putting right here as well? From here to here?
Yes. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah.
And then that leaves this open now that this looks like a walkway. This is the sky here. Yeah, so you get the idea.
Yeah, so you're actually doing a continuation so you can make sense of that.
Yeah.
Make much more sense of that space and actually break it up and have, you know, other stuff in it. And I think I'm going to leave it blank.
And then
I'm just going to leave it.
Leave it, yeah. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a horizontal line right here. And then that's going to make sense from this area here up to here. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this one I might even add a few stones. Just rough that in a little bit. Okay. So can you see these lines that I've added?
Yep. No, I see them.
Horizontal line there, vertical line there to close the building off, vertical line to give the sign hooking on something. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, let's color Howard.
Howard, do you hear that? They're coloring you right now.
That's right.
Howard, do you hear it? Here, I'm going to show you Howard. Howard is an adorable cat. I'm gonna take my phone off.
Okay.
And sure. I'm gonna let you see Howard. Okay. Come here, my baby. You are just adorable.
There he is.
Howard.
Hi, Howard.
Say hello, Howard. Nene.
Howard.
Kitty.
And of course, he can't hear me because you've got your headset on.
No, I can hear you. Oh, he can't.
No, he can't.
Let's see. What do we have here? Watch this. Let's see what we have. Oh my God. Oh, what is that? What is that? Let's see. What does it say on there? Oh, it says
nothing.
Key treats. Oh,
there we go.
It says, oh no, that says time. No, it's key treats. You want key treat? Huh? A key treat?
He says, "Oh yeah, Dad, that's mine."
There you go. Crunch, 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 crunch. Right here. Right here. Get it. Right there. Yeah. Oh, you got to find it. Oh, it's hiding from you. Here, come here. Yeah, come here. Here, right here. No, it's not. It's right here. Right here. There you go. Oh, I just had to give y'all a little different view. All right, let me get it set back up here. These are my babies.
Yeah, oh yeah, you better believe it.
Let's see if we can get this to cooperate. Okay, there we go. Oh, you're not cooperating with me. There we go.
So now on your page here, I'm going to go ahead and give Howard a little more distinction with my black pens.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, let's see.
What is Sherry coloring? Is she coloring a page?
Can I see you coloring, babe? She says, hang on. she's gonna.
Okay, so the effect, guys, that I want you to see is I've gone through now and I'm making everything lighter here, and Jeff is working more on the monotones. And I went ahead and finished off the building to get that defined. I'll put in a light blue for a sky. And I still have a little bit of a pink spotch right here. Excuse me. So I would go over that with my ink again and then color that later. That's just my little mistake that I made before.
Ooh! Now, I told you Sherry's an artist. Look at Sherry's.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Sherry, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
She can't hear you because I have the headphones on.
Yeah.
Really cool. I like how you did the orange.
Yeah.
It's a calico. She's doing calico.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I like how she split that up. Tell her thumbs up. Definitely.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I like she's got the, she's working a little bit heavier with the color pencils, so the color's a little bit more solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they're more solid. All right.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and extend the sign, the leg of the sign. Let's see here. Yeah, I love that calico idea. I wish I'd thought of it as well.
So yeah, it's a neat idea to do calico that way. Okay, let's see what I can find markers.
And then what I always tell my peeps is when they're drawing something in, to go ahead and do it in pencil first. Because we're not skilled artists like you are.
Looks like you're doing a pretty good job, me.
And then, now the only other suggestion, Jeff, I would have made is any particular reason why you didn't put anything like underneath the awning, or what was the thought process on that?
Yeah, I wanted it to just be like the glow of the light.
Okay.
You know, so I left it blank because with a pencil drawing like that, if you do too much, I wanted to leave that open, kind of negative space is what I did with it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my main reason in doing it that way.
I know exactly what you're talking about, that negative space, yeah.
Well, I mean, because I could then go in with a really light color. Let's see if I can get it to show up. Yeah, I could. So then I could go in and do something like, you know, I could do, you know, make like a doorway or something. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I could actually just do like a doorway, real subtle.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it.
Just real subtle, because it's kind of atmospheric light, and I don't want it to compete with the main subject. So I could put like a waiter.
Yeah, Lila, Jeff's headset is back on. He's got it on. Is he too low?
Oh,
Can you turn up your volume a little bit, Jeff? That's that.
Oh, I hope
That's okay. Hold on. That's that button right by your ear.
Okay. Oh.
There's a little toggle button there. Okay.
Oh. Okay, hang on.
Yeah. Sounds like you got it.
No, it's not cooperating. Is that
okay.
better?
I can hear you fine. A couple of other people just said it was lower.
Is that better, Lila? Julie, is it better?
Actually, you got a lot quieter for me. Go the other way with it.
Oh. How's that?
That much better for me.
Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I had it turned down because I didn't want it to do any bad feedback with you.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
See, I jump around a lot of drawings too. I like to kind of do that.
Now, I'm not, well, I may do that, is make a little suggestion of a door on here, guys. Either you can go ahead and pen that in, maybe a couple lines, just roughly, or even just use your pencil. Oh, the elbow under the, I got it. Thank you, Sandra. I see it. I missed a spot. I missed it. Thank you, Sandra. Hey, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
You missed the elbow under the coffee cup just like I did.
I did. All right. Thanks for letting me know that. Let's see.
Don't feel bad. They were telling me, and then they said, and Jeff too.
Oh, Sandra said Jeff too. Okay. Thanks, Sandra. There we go. Yeah, after a while you get going and you start seeing things that you missed.
Yeah, they commented and they said, funny that we both missed the same spot.
Now, sometimes I intentionally leave like this table right here. I'm probably going to leave that and not color it because I don't want to lose the mice.
Yeah.
You know, I want to make sure that I can maintain some of the contrast. I'm going to go back in with a little bit more marker just to pop those mice a little bit more. Do my smearing technique. I like that technique a lot of smearing it. When you have the pencil down and you do the smearing, it makes it lighter. I like that.
Yeah, it can. It depends on, of course, what colors you're using. And I've got to get a different green.
The one thing I do a lot is I squint my eyes a little bit just to see how the contrasts, how the values are doing. I do that a lot when I'm working,
Okay.
to see, to kind of make things, separate a little bit more.
Okay.
I'm going to come back and do these little touches at the end. So, but I'm going to go ahead and finish off this so I can get color everywhere. And then I'm just going to kind of work in different places to push and pull to make things pop and separate a little bit more. So
Well,
I do that with my paintings.
yeah, we still have a half hour left.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and Stacy, what I do is I tell my peeps to turn their pages upside down to look at their stuff, because it that way your mind isn't trying to make sense of it.
Yep. When I'm drawing, I know when I'm truly in the zone. When I'm drawing something, and I'm not talking about coloring, because coloring right now is just helping to get my hand in the right place. But when I'm drawing these things, I draw a lot upside down and all these different angles, because once I get in the zone, it doesn't matter which way the drawing is. It actually, so it's kind of weird. Your brain gets into this mode where you're not thinking about right side up or anything like that. You're actually thinking about the object you're drawing.
Exactly. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of black to this support structure on the canopy. And just give that a little bit of definition here. Now, guys, this is where I was talking about that I went through and I ran my finger over the entire piece to soften it up. And now I'm going to go back and redefine the top of the cafe sign a little bit. Oh, Jeff, they're telling me that your mic has gotten a little bit soft. What you might want to do,
Yeah.
yeah, just adjust where's your mouthpiece? Do you have it right by your mouth?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I wonder if maybe my headset power is going out on my headset.
It might. Why don't you just go ahead and turn it off and just use your normal.
Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Let me, I forgot how you turn it off again. Is it in the front?
Yeah, just hold the button down in the front and it'll beep.
You there?
Yep, we're here.
Okay, so is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, Lila, I turn my volume down.
So Sherry will be able to hear now. She'll be able to hear.
Okay. Yeah, just stay near your iPad or iPhone or whatever where you're using, just so that we can hear you.
Yep.
Did you take your headset off when it was funny when you went over to the cat, that's when it changed.
I just took my headset off.
Yeah, that might have been it.
But I think the power on it's probably, I probably need to power it up. That's okay. As long as y'all can hear me like this, is it
okay? You're a little soft.
Okay.
Okay, Lila, is that better? Okay, Lila, I'm working on adjusting it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going ahead and outlining my letters a little bit. Okay, good. I'm glad that sound level for me is a lot. And what I'm doing is I'm not going to outline all of the letter. I'm just going to go ahead and outline bits and pieces here.
Sure, you have more color pencils over here if you want some different colors. You're welcome to come grab any. You sure? Okay.
And what this is doing, guys, is starting to bring out my letters on the cafe. Look how cool that's making these letters look, guys.
Oh, that's neat. Are you putting the color around the edge of it?
I'm just using black.
Oh, you're highlighting. Okay, good.
Jeff, make sure your headset's off because you've gotten very soft.
Make sure my headset off.
Yeah. Just turn it off completely. Hold the button at the end near the mouthpiece until you hear it beep.
It's off.
Okay.
It's off. So what are y'all's thoughts about small details like this, like these flowers and things like that? Do you like really small details, or is it a pain to color tiny things?
Okay, since Jeff is sounding so soft, yet I'll repeat the question. He wants to know what you think about the small details, like the flowers. For me personally, this doesn't bother me at all.
Okay.
Anything smaller might be a little bit of an issue, but so to answer your question, no issue.
Bothers me.
So the feedback on that is coming back. They're fine. Amy says depends on the book.
Okay.
Sandra says a few are okay. Yvonne says something like this. It works perfectly. And the other thing, guys, too, is this is where I would take one of my very fine point pens and emulate what Jeff drew with these flowers. Let me pull you in. Everybody see how I did that?
Oh, are you adding some more details?
I am. So what I'm doing is I'm adding more flowers near the top, and I'll probably run them like almost off the border.
You know what I like about that? You know what I like about what you're doing with that is you're actually experimenting with some of the drawing that I did and trying it out. You know, you're actually trying it out. Do you hear me?
Oh yeah, I sure can.
So I mean, that's really cool to do that and to kind of experiment and feel what it's like to draw those shapes.
Oh, and Jeff, that's something that I encourage when I'm doing projects.
Yeah.
Johanna Bosford does things like that, is that she will encourage people to go ahead and continue her designs on the page.
Okay.
And she leaves white space for people to do that specifically. Have you ever, Jeff, have you ever gone on YouTube and flipped through a coloring, you know, done a flip through of a coloring book?
What you mean viewed one? Viewed a
Yes.
video of? Oh yeah. Yes, I have. And there's actually video flip books of videos of my pieces.
Okay.
On YouTube as well. Why? So why were you mentioning that?
Because I want you to look at Johanna Bosford's books, and you'll see
Okay.
how she leaves. Very famous coloring book artist. She leaves the white space for people to go ahead and do their own thing.
Oh, that's great.
Let me let's see here.
Yeah, she's the coloring book artist.
Here, take a peek at this, Jeff. Now, this is one of her busier pages here, and you could add stuff on it, but she'll do something like this. See this?
Uh-huh.
So you could go ahead and add clouds. You could add, you know, sunset. You could add a storm. You could add a geometric pattern on the background if you want.
I see.
So that's the types of things that she does to encourage you to. Now, she doesn't do it all the time, and some people don't like it, but you know, when you have something like this, now to me that it either screams simplicity and color as is, or go ahead and add some extra stuff to it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show you that. This is her latest book.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the next book. Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh, I love this little airplane that's got all this coming out of it. And sometimes what I like to do is I'll take like these leaves right here. I'll go ahead and I'll add like more dots and lines on it. Or I'll add lines right here. See how I'm doing that on these?
Right. Right.
Right. And it's just, you know, personal preference. I just like to do that.
Well, you're also, you know, experimenting with the drawing too. That's part of coloring is, you know, expanding on the drawing just for fun. I mean, I can't imagine many artists really not encouraging that.
Oh, I don't know if some are a little funny about that. Do you see where this little tendril is coming off, Jeff, right here? Where I'm drawing?
Sorry, there's a lag. There's a little bit of lag. I have to look at my computer screen, so there's just a little bit of delay.
Okay.
What point to it again?
Do you see how I'm adding these lines right here?
Here, let me look at. I gotta look at my phone. Yes, I see it now.
So this was the original that she drew, and these are the two that I just added.
Okay, perfect.
Now, I always recommend that you do this in pencil first, but I happen to have the pen in my hand, so I'm doing it that way.
Okay.
But see, you could go ahead and fill in something like that. Okay. Am I back on screen, guys? That's really bizarre, guys, because I've got it right underneath my iPad here. I don't know if something's going on. Jeff says he's getting a little bit of lag.
No, no, it's on my end because I've got my iPhone and my computer on at the same time, and so the broadcast on my computer is a little bit delayed. So that's all.
Oh, I love that color that you're putting on that sign. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. It's a neat, kind of a yellowish orange. See, I'm trying to keep enough yellow. You can see in the piece, I'm trying to keep enough warmth scattered out it to kind of harmonize the colors more, to make them long a little bit better. So it's kind of a yellow, you know, there's, well, of course, the yellow paper has that a lot.
Okay. Now, something that I would do with that sign, Jeff, and actually it's based on what you just did with the markers, is I would go ahead and streak this a little bit. So in other words, I'm doing very similar to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then, so give me a second to do that.
All right. Oh, you're going to streak it to make it like wood, like it's
There
wood.
you go.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Here, I'm going to try. That's a good idea. I like that. Let's see. I'm going to find.
And then what I would do is I would take a brown pencil, or you could take a brown marker and do the same thing. But now I'm going to go back through and color in my vertical brown lines.
That's neat.
To make that look a little more wooded.
Yeah.
And this is where you want that rough look. And that's why I didn't mind that I had skips with my marker. And I'm literally just coloring over both the skips and the gold color as well.
Cool. I like that. That's cool.
So everything that I do, I like to have it become express. Oh yeah, just like what you're doing. I love it to be expressive. And so that's why I always go back. I always recommend using shading, even though you don't necessarily see it with your eye. I always say the brain sees it. Yeah, we don't want to do too much here. And then what I'm going to do is come in with a light blue or purple or whatever color you want to use and go ahead and do the collar with it. And on that blue, since I put the light blue, I'll also in now with a darker blue. There we go. Cool. And then of course I'll figure out something later for the nose and the lips and so forth. But I wanted to show you guys. Oh, I really like how you did your wood. You used marker, didn't you?
Both marker, colored pencil.
Okay.
Just a combination. I did a combination.
Now see how that naturally came to you now that you're using markers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the markers. I really love the markers.
Now Jeff's wood lines are a little more distinct and mine are softer. So I'm going through, and as I'm putting the pencil on there, I'm going ahead and immediately blending it with my finger. And also notice how I went right through the eye with it.
I added a little arm. Added a little paw.
Yeah. Oh, how cute.
Oh,
All right, show off. Knock it off.
No, it adds more story. I could put a little coffee cup in his hand.
Oh, do it. Sure.
So I'm going to read what the book says. The book down here. It says, "Believe in yourself always. God loves you and believes in you. Don't give up. You are worth it. Life is hard, so have more treats." Oh my gosh, Howard's snoring. He's in my chair and all you hear is this. You hear,
Yeah.
it's him snoring. Oh, poor Howard. He's snoring.
Howard, he's having a wonderful nap. What's the problem?
He is. He's wonderful. Okay, so I am going to do something a little different. Okay.
But wait, there's more.
Well, I've got pencils and markers all covered on my table now, because I don't put them back when I'm using them, and they just start to pile up. But I am going to try something. Let me see how it's going to work on this. Let me see if I can find my white pen.
Okay, does everybody see now how I'm adding these additional leaves right here? And the way that Jeff draws his are very straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead and add a branch right out there. And there you go. And this is the kind of stuff I would definitely encourage you to do.
It's looking cool. Very cool. Okay.
Anybody have any questions about the way that I'm adding these extra flowers at the top and leaves? Now, one of the things that you can do is you get yourself some tracing paper, is trace over the artist's object that he's drawn. And once you get comfortable tracing it, in other words, you're training your hand to do that, to make the drawing, then go ahead and put it in pencil. And then you can go ahead and ink it. So what book are you talking about, guys? $18 for the book and $13 for the shipping? I missed the text. What's the title of the book? Okay.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm just actually, since my white pen is not working, I'm just using a brush with white acrylic paint. It's basically the same thing. It's just I don't have it in a pen, so I'm having to kind of paint it in with a brush.
Okay.
But you see how I'm doing the white here. This is what I intended. See why I didn't do any more drawing underneath? That's what I intended, was this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Got it.
So white, like light, and it kind of your eye just kind of glows. And I'm just doing like little shapes in there. I'm going to pop the eyes. And then I'm going to highlight the nose, which I would do with the white pen.
Okay.
My white pen's not working. This little added detail I would just do with a white pen, because that white pen does great on a tinted paper.
Yeah.
See here, I'll pull it close to the camera and you can see. See the nose?
Oh yeah.
It's real subtle. And then you see the background, you see the little doorway?
Yep.
So that's what I mean by the glow. I'm gonna kind of sort of finish it off that way.
Cool is that? Yeah.
And actually, I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit a few highlights on some of the key things, like the grapes, little highlights on those, a little highlight on the mug. It's subtle, very, very subtle. I could even come in here in the table and hit a little bit more highlight on the table like that, just real subtle. These are like the final little touches that I like to do, is a little highlight.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we are at 10 o'clock.
Oh, we did it. We did it.
We sure did.
Look at that.
So,
we did it. I finished.
all right. So what Jeff and I are going to do, I just got a few things that I'm touching up here as well. I just need to color in a few things on the table. And Jeff, if you'll post your picture and I will, well, post mine, we can put it in as, yeah, you're basically finished. I'm still a little bit behind.
I'm just going to call that done.
Okay.
I'm going to call that done. And so here's some of the little extras that I had fun. Oh, sorry, my phone's not keeps lagging here. Some of the little fun little extras is the little fly. And then the little arm, this little guy here. And then I don't know if you saw it, I put a little bird on top of his head.
I love it.
So anyway, that's me having fun.
All right, does anybody have any questions or comments? Making me laugh. Any questions or comments here before we wrap up? Doing this was such a hoot.
Oh, this was blast. It was so much fun. I really appreciate everybody's thoughts. Here's Sherry's. That's how far Sherry got. Look at that.
Ooh, I like that scarf.
Look at this scarf. Wow. That looks painted.
Yeah, it does.
Good job, Sherry. Thank y'all. Thank you. Wanda, thanks. Thank you, Melba. Lila. Julie. So great to spend time with you guys.
And everybody loves what you've done with yours, and the side-by-side comparison is fantastic. Like I said, I'll go ahead and finish up mine. But if you would post yours in the group, Jeff, and just reference our broadcast tonight, that would be wonderful.
Okay. Sounds great.
Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for all of you that could come back and watch this. I wanted you to see this and Jeff's thoughts on as he was coloring. And it was interesting to watch him get in his zone that he did, because you're funny. You got very, very quiet, Jeff.
I did. I do. That's because I get into it. But
And I hope that you guys saw the process that everything we went through, both of us and Jeff, in doing the coloring. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and do a few things and touch up my piece, get rid of this pink. Lila says we love the Haynie family.
oh, thank you. Sherry says thank you too. You guys are so sweet.
Well, and they mean it. I'll tell you, they mean it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. Oops.
Sorry. All
Thank
right.
you
Well, I'm
so
gonna let
much.
y'all know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming in. Please share this to your timeline. And Jeff, like I said, this will go to video and I will send you the link. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Bye. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Have a great evening.
Good night, Sherry. I'm so glad you colored along with us. That was great.
Fun.
Good night.
Are you gonna finish the piece, Sherry?
What's that?
She said, are you going to finish the piece?
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, promise that you'll post it. Promise that you'll post it, okay?
I will. I'll post it. Yeah, as soon as we get off here, I'll go ahead and take a photo of it and post it. So.
Okay. All right. Love you guys. Love my group.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You take care, everybody.
Pleasure. Okay.
All right,
too.
guys.
Bye-bye.
This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And we had Jeff Haynie tonight, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. Absolutely fun. All right. I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Take care now. Bye.